Resolver on the right. Who on the left? Who is in blue, I guess. Okay, here we go. Game number 2. And this is much the same story. It's going to be the later tower push at tier 2. So, who's putting up his altar and burrow? And now, you might think this is terrible placement for the burrow. It doesn't guard so much. Well, it actually does because he's going to be putting his barracks up here, and he wants to protect it from melee attacks. In my opinion, this would also have been a good place for the burrow, but I think his plan is to cut down the trees here and put a tier 2 building in there. So, he doesn't want to put his burrow in the way. Now he's putting his barracks up here, and the second burrow is going to go behind the racks. Like I said, burrow behind racks, that's important. Burrow placement loses people games. It's easy to underestimate it, but if the human decides to put towers in your base, in the last game he didn't even put them in the base because the orc came out to fight, which is a good move, keeps the pressure off your base. But if the human decides to put towers right up in your base, you're going to want burrows in good position. If they can shoot the peasants, that's good. If they can shoot the towers, that's better. And especially against the Fire Lord, burrow placement is really, really important. They're even against the Mountain King tower push, that's also important. Voodoo Lounge again going up outside his base. Again, I'm not sure I agree with the decision by who to put his lounge so far outside his base. It serves as a scout, but on the other hand, he doesn't really gain any benefits from putting his Voodoo Lounge so far outside his base because he's also got a Blade Master as scout. You can do whatever you want in that regard. He obviously knows what he's doing. Maybe there's a situation that I haven't thought of right now in which it would help him, but, whatever. Like I said, you may think, oh my god, these burrows are exposed. You may have visions of them being destroyed in 3 seconds before you can get back with your TP or whatever. Well, the human has footmen. They're going to fit through any gap, like I said. You can't worry so much about protecting your burrows. It's not going to happen. Who's doing some item creeping here? As you'll see, he's going to kill this... excuse me. He's going to kill the ogre and not the trolls. And he got a clause. Excellent. Sells his TP, once again. Why would you sell your TP? Well, on this map, it's even more a good choice. First of all, there are so many good items available on this map for Blade Masters. Secondly, you've got your 50 gold TP, also known as Speed Scroll, from your lounge. So, if you're facing towers, you'll be fighting in your own base, and you won't need a TP. And if you're harassing the opponent, which is another time people often TP, you don't need a TP because you've got your 50 gold TP, your Speed Scroll. So, and also, the Mountain King's not out. How is the human actually going to kill your Blade Master? He's not. You're not going to need to TP in the early game. You can get an invuln pot later when you need invulnerability. Really good choice to sell the TP on this map, especially. Now, on a map like Twisted Meadows, I would say it's a less sure choice, because the map is so big you might be across the map, especially later in the game. It might cost you some gold. But it may be worth it anyway. So, first Dot of Night, runs to the shop, buys the boots. And especially important on a one-shop map, which is just Echo Isles, I believe, in the typical map pool. I can't remember all the strange ladder maps, but I think Echo Isles is the only one with one shop. Now he's going to come in and harass, and what you'll see, excuse me, is that he's going to go for the Archmage. Archmage runs around. He's got boots, though, so he's going to be able to chase it easily. And notice how little damage the Blade Master is taking and how much the Archmage is taking, especially with his grunts there. Archmage surrounded, has to TP. Alright. Good harass by the Blade Master. Blade Master getting a little low there. He knows that his opponent's going to TP out, though, so he's not too worried. He'll have time to salve it back up. Now, one thing to notice is that he didn't try to chase the AM around the map this time. He just let the human creep and then came back and jacked him. Why? Because he's going to be able to get the boots instead. That's more useful. That's a more sure way of getting AM kills. You don't want to chase it around the map when you can just buy boots and deny them to the Archmage at the same time. Sorry, I'm scrolling. Forgot to tell you this time, so I just paused the game suddenly. Also, the human should have been creeping with dust there. Okay. Let's go. Yeah. if you're a human, you want dust. The problem is he didn't get it that early, but it's a little bit risky to be creeping the Merc camp without dust. You could get the level 5 creep stolen. You could get jacked like that. Now, who's going to go item creep the marketplace? You should probably know how to do this if you're an orc player. Windwalk your Blademaster, run it through the creeps. Ogre Magi get blocked like this, so you take less damage. Sorry, Ogre Warriors get blocked like that, so you take less damage. Then, you can pick up the item. Didn't see what he got, but he sold it. And bought a Claws of Attack plus 9. And Claws of Attack plus 9 is awesome. Notice how stacked the Blademaster is. This is what he gets from doing the item creeping. He got particularly lucky, but he bought 3 items from the marketplace. That's called using Echo Isles to your advantage. He bought 15 damage and 15% attack speed from the marketplace. Notice that the burrow placement in front prevents the Archmage from really going in and harassing, because there's too much damage, many sources of damage in the front. That Blademaster has plus 21 damage. Only one of those claws came from creeping, once again. So it's not a case of imbalanced item drops. It's a case of him using the shop to his advantage. And, well, I guess it's imbalanced marketplace items, but, you know, quite a lot of the time you'll get one or more of those items. The claws, the gloves, whatever. Now, he's going to do some very nice stuff with these illusions, so I want to take a look at that. First illusion goes to scout the human base. Second illusion goes to the marketplace. This is a good idea. This is, first of all, if you're expecting towers, the illusion at the marketplace at this time of the game is going to tell you when the towers are coming. And this illusion going to the base is going to tell you also when the towers are coming and what the human is doing in his base. Now, notice that he does a clever thing here. He cancels not only does he cancel the clarity on the Archmage, because you can do that with illusions, he also draws a bolt out of the Mountain King. Now, that turns out not to matter, but the clarity costs the human gold. Gold always matters. Okay. Meanwhile, who is creeping? He's creeping with his grunts and his heroes. Gonna creep the Merc camp and get a Merc. And why is he gonna get a Merc? I think it's because I don't think he would have gotten a Merc, except with that illusion there, he sees, uh-oh, militia are coming. I need defense against the towers in an emergency, because I don't have any tier 2 units out, except for one raider, which is going to be up by the time the towers get there. So he buys the Berserker, which is a fairly good unit against tower pushes. It does pretty decent damage to the towers. And here, once again, who's going to lose his lounge outside his base? Looks like he's going to get a militia kill out of it. Yeah. But all in all, I'm not sure. I really don't think this lounge outside the base paid off for him. He's going to lose it. He's not going to be able to buy the items from it. He's too late with the Blademaster coming back in. Now, Orc puts the towers up. Sorry, Resolver, not Orc. Whatever. Puts the towers up in front of the altar. And you'll notice that Who has quite a few, has not too many units. So things are not looking good. Can I pause? I'm going to pause the game now to scroll down in my notes again. One good thing, the good thing for the